Tonight, federal prosecutors charge a Pennsylvania man accused of opening fire inside a synagogue, killing 11 people and injuring 6 others. Good evening, I'm Jessica Moore. The accused gunman is now charged with 29 counts, including murder for the mass shooting at a Pittsburgh synagogue this morning. The FBI is investigating the shooting as a hate crime. Authorities say 46-year-old Robert Bowers made anti-Semitic statements during the shooting and had previously targeted Jewish people in posts on social media. Among the 6 injured are 4 police officers. Tonight, not far from the shooting, community members gathered to hold a vigil and honor the victims by saying prayers, lighting candles, and singing songs. We begin our team coverage tonight with CBS 2's Tony Aiello live for us in Pittsburgh with the very latest. Tony.
Jessica, as you can imagine, this community is shaken, and here's an example of that. A speaker at the vigil tonight said, quote, "As of today, I am a different kind of Jew because violent anti-Semitism is no longer just something in the history books for me." That from a 15-year-old girl. Everyone is coming to grips with the grief and the fear stemming from what the Aiello is calling the deadliest attack on the Jewish community in U.S. history. At the edge of the synagogue property, flowers and candles and prayers for the dead.
It's, too much to think about and process.
I don't understand how someone could be so mean and disgusting to so many innocent people.
My takeaway is that it's hard to imagine the amount of hate in this world.
We're evacuating 1 right now, still alive. We have at least 4 down in the atrium.
It was a quiet Sabbath morning when worship and study services were shattered by gunfire.
Members of the Tree of Life Synagogue, conducting a peaceful service in their place of worship, were brutally murdered by a gunman targeting them simply because of their faith.
Police say Pittsburgh resident Robert Bowers stormed into the Tree of Life Synagogue armed with a powerful rifle and 3 handguns. The FBI says Bowers killed 11 people before he was injured in an exchange of gunfire with first responders and surrendered.
It's a very horrific crime scene. It's one of the worst that I've seen, and I've been on some plane crashes. It's very bad.
Bowers posted often on social media of his hatred for Jews, and just minutes before the shooting put a chilling message on one site, quote, "I'm going in." Authorities are searching his home and doing a deep dive into his past.
We will look at everything in the suspect's life, his home, his vehicle, his social media, and his movements over the last several days.
President Trump condemned the attack during a speech in Indiana.
This wicked act of mass murder is pure evil, hard to believe, and frankly, something that is unimaginable.
Earlier, the president suggested an armed guard may have prevented the massacre.
If they had some kind of a protection inside the temple, maybe it could have been a very much different situation.
Back at the synagogue, the focus is on coming together as a community, united in grief.
We're all here from different synagogues, different levels of religion, and we'll all just continue to be there for each other in whatever way, with a crying shoulder, food, whatever they need.
Neighbors of the suspect say he worked as a truck driver and spent many days away from home, several of them telling local media here in Pittsburgh they had no idea Robert Bowers was apparently a hardcore anti-Semite. Authorities are holding a briefing at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning to discuss the charges against the suspect and release the names of the 11 people murdered inside that synagogue. Live in Pittsburgh, Tony Aiello, CBS 2 News.